family. Welcome to the month of March. We are here getting ready to close out season 3 of Dream Do Done, from process to progress. We're so glad that you are here, kicking off the month with us, tuning in one-ish every Monday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And yesterday was my hubby's birthday, so he closed out with Tamra the month of February. So shout out to all of you who are celebrating Pisces season and now in the month of March doing what you do. So great to see you and have you join us. I'm here with the how-to coach Tamra Hartley, and the pulpit chick will be joining us shortly. She had to deal with a little call from her daddy. Y'all know who her daddy is. So we had to allow her to finish that up, and she'll be joining in. But I'm going to turn it over to the how-to coach so she can say hello. Hey, Greta, good to see you, and welcome to our show today.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show. Absolutely. It's been an amazing month. I'm so happy that this month has passed. Now I can get a little bit of rest. It's hard celebrating your birthday every single day. So I do have some rest coming through. I appreciate all of the love for birthdays. And yes, Andrew, happy belated birthday to you. We have to give homage to the person who created this wonderful video that opens us up and have us dancing every week. So it's just been a wonderful week. Glad to be here and excited about today's topic and really just moving forward into the next month. It's just moving quickly. So we got to make sure we're doing something.
Absolutely. And I love today's topic. And of course, what we're doing in this quarter is just really highlighting some of the work that we made available to you, right? We talk about the process to progress. And not only are we sharing this platform as a way to support you on your journey, but we're also giving you tactical ways in which you can implement the changes that you want to see. So if you go to our website, it'll click on right through straight to Amazon, where you can order your Dream Do Done journal. And we've also made available to you the opportunity to join one of our master classes by signing up on our waiting list, so that we can take the conversation past one-ish on a Monday and really put you in a position to win. At the end of the day, it's not fun doing it by yourself. You want to see as many people as possible join in and just learn the things that you need to learn on this journey called life. Whether you are a small business owner, entrepreneur like the three of us are, or you just want to show up better in your corporate position, or you want to create something new within community, there are universal principles that apply across the board that you need to utilize in moving from dreaming to doing and actually getting it done. So today's quote is our dear co-host for Serena Brown Travis. I'll read it for her, and then when she comes on, she'll be able to add to that. But change is going to cost you something. Playing it safe doesn't get results. Ooh, I love that one. Change is going to cost you something. Playing it safe doesn't get results. What say you, my dear co-host, Tamra?
Let me just say this one, you can almost miss it, okay? Because people don't understand sometimes what playing it safe means, because they think they're doing something. Sometimes when I think I'm productive, I think I'm doing something, but when you're playing it safe, when you're just doing something, doing the bare minimum, when really you've been called to do something even greater. And so this is a very important one, because like I said, you can miss it, and you don't want to procrastinate playing it small because you're only doing a little bit. You think you're doing your best, and you're really not. This is an honesty one. You have to be honest with yourself and recognize when you are playing too small, when you have not really stepped up to the plate to do what you're supposed to do. And please forgive me, I have my retainer in. I cannot take it out. And I'm a voiceover artist, so this is bothering me. I didn't call it out, but it's bothering me. But please forgive me, because it doesn't stop Dream Do Done. You got to know that. But yeah, so I really think that we have to pay special attention to this, because we play it safe, and sometimes we don't recognize it, and so you really have to be aware of what you're really called to do and how to actually get that stuff done. Because even on this show, we talked about this. Sometimes we just, we don't understand the full vision, or we see it and we're scared of it, and it causes us to pull back. And that's what this section right here to me is about. And it's about being honest with yourself. You want me to read this, Stacey?
I'm going to go back. Serena is live
Okay.
with us now, and we're on her quote. We told the folks that you had to manage dealing with your daddy, and we understand that Les Brown can care less about Dream Do Done when he wants to talk to his baby girl. So
Girl.
we'll let him slide on this one. Next time, I'm gonna reprimand him in public.
Right. Please do. I said, Dad, I said, listen, I have a show. Okay, baby, this won't be long. It's 1 o'clock.
He's lucky we're his spiritual daughters, so we let him get away with this tomfoolery in the middle of Dream Do Done.
Right.
But
Not to mention that you knew I was telling the truth when I started to say all of his little speech patterns. You're like, yeah, he said it.
that's how he gets us all. That's how he gets us all. Lord have mercy. But we are talking about your quote, one of your quotes, because we all have multiple in the book. But change is going to cost you something. Playing it safe doesn't get results. I like that is fire for me. I'm going to reserve my commentary and let you comment on it because this was your original IP.
Right. Well, I appreciate you. And, when we look at our lives in general, we look at what it takes to start something, to start a business or to move in a different direction. Ideally, you would want everyone to go with you. And I remember my mother would say, everybody can't play with you. Like everyone can't go. It's going to cost something, be it relationships, be it obviously it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you energy, frustration, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But when you play it safe, you get no results. I mean, seriously, it's along the lines of no pain, no gain, and it's not rocket science, but the painful part is letting go of those things that are no longer serving you. And that was what I had to adjust to. I was used to certain relationships and used to how we all communicated with one another, whether or not it was a positive or a negative relationship. I was used to certain surroundings, whether or not it was adding value to me or taking time away from me. I was used to hanging out with certain people, whether or not, they were adding or, we were just, blowing time by. However, when you start to move in a different direction, everything will change. When you're serious, you'll notice sometimes things will fall back and relationships will fall off and you'll go, what happened? And it's just that the idea that change will cost you something. My father says this quote all the time: when the cost of being the same is more painful than the cost of change, you'll change. So if you're okay with where you are right now, cool. Then we'll just continue to speak life into you and continue to add value to you on a weekly basis. But when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll change and things will fall off and it will cost something, but the reward will certainly be at the end.
Absolutely. I love that. And the next part, Tamara, you wanted to highlight stop playing it safe and play full out. You want to go into that one? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, I muted myself because I had some background noise. But look, in our Zoom days, I do this at least once a day on some call. I was going to say, this alone, stop playing it safe and play it full out, that is a lesson all in itself. We could do a whole show just on that. But I just decided I'm going to let someone else read it because I do have my retainer and I'm like,
okay,
why not volunteer to read a paragraph?
No worries. Yes, indeed. No judgment. We love you and everybody else listening in. We know it's the situation and we just work around it. So I'll go ahead and read.
I think it sounds so cute.
I'm going to get you, Serena. I've been practicing.
This is so us. This is so us.
You're going to come and sit. No, this one. That poor keyboard. You better get them Lysol wipes out. Yeah, I know you just sprayed that thing.
Oh my goodness. See, this is how we cut up and carry on all the time. But you learn something. So stop playing it safe and play full out. So often we know what we want to do, but we won't do it. I'm going to say that again for the people sitting in the back. So often we know what we want to do, but we don't do it. And if we do it, we take the safe route or the route that allows us to easily escape if something should go wrong? How many of you have an escape route? Playing it safe and avoiding taking risks that lead to the opportunities you want is rooted in fear. Ooh, that's a word right there. You know, that's why the pulpit chick inspired it. Don't play it safe when it comes to taking action and accomplishing your goals. Go all out and give it everything that you've got. That is a huge concept, because here's what I know to be true. When you do take those risks, even if you don't complete it the way you thought it would be, or let's say you flat out fail at it, that's a good thing, because then you know what not to do the next time. It's opening you up to grow and to stretch beyond what's easy and comfortable. Trust and believe. We've all been there. I'm in the middle of a particular situation where I was going to just like, I'm not answering that. And then I had to challenge myself. Like, the opportunity came to you for a reason. So why would you avoid going forward, no matter what the outcome is? So it's a daily goal as we're growing, no matter where you are on the spectrum of perceived success, because that's all subjective, right? You know, everybody attributes what success looks like in their own way. If that's living healthy, living happy, having finance, whatever that is to you, you'll never know what's on the other side if you don't take that risk. And if you're not willing to take the risk, that whole piece right there was rooted in fear. Because what are you really scared of? What's the worst that can happen? It's either you stay where you are or you actually advance somewhere else. So that's the beauty in understanding the importance of playing full out. He said, very well said, the brain works in the opposite direction. Yeah, that's fight or flight. But we have to pass what the amygdala, what that tells us, like, no. And really, that's where self-development comes in. It's a choice. Not everyone's going to work on themselves. If you go by your natural inclination, it's like, nope. Over there seems a little tricky. I'm going to stay right here where I know and it's comfortable. Until you go out into the deep, you'll never know what's available to you. So, Tamara, looks like you wanted to add something in.
It just always reminds me, when I'm raising, I have 5 kids. When I'm raising my kids, I always tell them the things that we are scared of or that we fear. A lot of times that stuff never, ever, ever even happens. We just we're scared of the thought because a lot of it never really happens. Oh, if I do this, I'm gonna be homeless. Like, how many of you were really homeless? Or I'm gonna lose all this. How many times has that really happened? So when you put it into perspective, a lot of our fear is just fear. And so you really have to get beyond that, because those are kind of thoughts that keep you playing small. I don't want to start my own business because I know it's going to fail. You don't know it's going to fail. And if you think it's going to fail, there are things you can do to help it to not fail. So there's things that you can actually do to eliminate some of the things that you're feeling. But we never really get to that point. We just keep it small and safe.
And you can do small and safe, and it might take you a longer time to get to the finish line versus believing enough. Bet on yourself, believe enough in what you have and the capacity that you have. And then that's where some of the other lessons that we've taught here, how you collaborate and you work with others who have the additional capacity, who have the belief in what you can do, so that it can push you out into the deep with some support. And you don't have to be all by yourself on an island trying to figure it out. There's nothing new under the sun. So if you can take the ego out of the way and just be willing to learn, stretch, grow, and take that risk, who knows what's on the other side? I always say either you remain the same and you know what that looks like, or you take the risk and you can go further or come back to remaining the same. So what do you really lose? But that is all in perspective. Serena?
There's one part that really is really stirring my spirit. When you take the route that you can escape easily from. So you're moving forward, but you got somewhere to retreat to. And that's what a lot of times we don't eliminate that. We keep that in our back pocket because in our hearts, we feel like, okay, I'm really about to fail. Or in our minds, pretty much, we think we're about to fail. So you move forward, but you're taking a route that allows you to escape. And again, that's what I was talking about earlier.
That's a good one, even with weight loss. And this, Rita, I'm gonna let you jump in. Like, if you keep the clothes of the bigger size when you done came down, that means you try to get back in. Okay, never mind, Serena.
Well, Tamara, you said a couple of things that I love. Number one, you said that the things that you're afraid of usually never happen. And so, as I was reading this, as Stacey, you sent it over to me this morning, I thought, man, like I literally wrote that for me. When you talk about when I said, go all in, I always have an escape route. Now, it doesn't help that I had, a mother who taught me, never, well, I won't say my mother taught me, but you hear the concept of don't put all your eggs in one basket, have a backup plan, have plan A, B, and C. And so when I look at that, those concepts make sense for your natural mind. But when you're moving into a supernatural zone, when you're moving into your purpose, there will be times you've got to take rationale out the way because you know that you've been called to do something greater, and there may not be an escape route. But I always had an escape route because that way, if it failed, I could be like, oh, you know what? We were just playing. We were just dibbling dabbling.
I didn't really want that
it
anyway.
Was a hobby. You remember, Tamara, my food truck, I always said it was a hobby. It was a paid hobby. And, I only got it, just in case, something went wrong, it's our backup plan. Hobby, I would say, got out of control. And I'm saying out of control in a good way, because then we started to realize, oh, we can actually do this. And so I would also caution our viewers, make sure you're careful about the language you use as you're moving into your purpose. Make sure you're careful about that, because it's easy to say this is my hobby or I'm just playing around with it when you know deep down inside this dream and this goal that you have keeps you up at night. So be careful about the wording that you use, because you don't want to talk yourself out of your own destiny. You don't want to do that. And so, at times it makes sense to play it safe. I certainly still struggle with the concept. And then I have Stacy and Tamara who push me off the ledge, and they're at the top waving. And just in case I fall, they swoop under me and be like, I got you, come on. and they're the type that I got you, come on. I'm thinking I'm about to cry on somebody's shoulder. No. I got you, come on. We're going to go back up and try it again. So those are the types of friends and coaches you need in your life, that even if I choose to play it safe, I have people around me who will not allow me to play it safe. And and literally when I'm reading this, I know exactly where I was, what song was on the radio, when I wrote it, how I felt. But playing it safe has never yielded me serious results.
Yeah.
I got lucky a few times, but never serious long-term results.
And I think that's key. The long term is important, as well as you just really. There are a couple of things that you said. I'm like, ooh, that's a retweet. We got to roll that back. We'll play that tape again, because it's important for us to have the transparent and vulnerable conversations about what it looks like to play it safe, and what are the end results. And it's going to be different for everyone, but when you're playing it safe, when you're flying underneath the radar, you're doing just enough, you have a little bit of success, but have you really put all of your energy in? Just like I've been doing my little mini challenges on the fitness app that I have. So they're talking you through, and they're like, okay, if you can put some more in, just, turn it up. And, you really want to cuss them out. Well, yeah, I will cuss them out. But I'm like, okay, maybe I can try, put a little bit more in. But you won't know or test your limits if you don't try. But I know if I'm like, okay, this is moderate, I can keep this up, I can get to the end of this 30-minute workout. Or if I put in the extra, how it feels when you do put in that extra. And that's what we're saying to you today. Wherever you are at the beginning of this last month in the first quarter of the year, what extra can you put in, right? Where can you play full out? Where have you been showing that, I'd rather play it safe because I'm not willing for it to cost me anything. And that's the difference between those high achievers, those goal getters, those individuals who create legacy in a different way. They were always willing to go the extra mile and not just play it safe. So we're just encouraging you to think what you could do. And it doesn't have to be every area of your life all at one time. Choose one thing that you've been kind of playing it nice and easy, and stretch. Put your pinky toe in, then put your whole foot in, and then just go for it. Just make it happen. Just like I don't like swimming in cold water. That's why I have to swim in the islands, right? I don't like going in the water. And if I have to get in, it's a little cold. I'm like, all right, let me just jump and go down and come up. And then you're like, whew. Sometimes you just got to do that jump and just get saturated in your dreams so that you can see what's next for you. So get your copy of Dream Do Done. I mean, we surprise ourselves every time we go through our own work and just how thoughtful and insightful every section is that we've created here for you to just hold you accountable to your success. That's what we're here for, 1-ish every Monday afternoon, so that you can move past dreaming, start doing, and celebrate getting it done. So I'm gonna let my co-hosts give their final remarks as, 1-ish does come to an end every Monday. It is about that time.
Well, Tamara always closes out so nicely, so I'll go ahead and jump in. First of all, I learned something new about you. We will never go swimming in a cold pool together, because I'm telling you now, you pull me in, we gonna fight, all right? But more importantly, I love the metaphor that you used. It will be jumping all in, will be uncomfortable, and once you do it and you start to see results and you start to see things moving in a different direction to your benefit, you do jump out and go, woo! So I love the metaphor that you offered. But again, that thought remains, we will never go swimming together. But again, as we close out, I do want to just encourage everyone, don't play it safe. The sideline, you never get any play time on the sideline. And this, honestly, I know that I wrote it, and it's still for me, even to this day, to not play it safe. It gets uncomfortable. If your stomach starts hurting, that's a good thing. If your hands get cold, that's a good thing. So those are always my indicators to let me know I'm going into uncharted territory, but I know I'm not alone, and I know I have to push myself, but I will not fall, because I have some good people that surround me, and I have a God that will not leave. Okay, I didn't mean to go all spiritual, but I felt that in my spirit.
Yes, you did. That's what the
Yes, you did.
does.
I felt it come. I have a God that will never leave me nor forsake me. So nonetheless, and you have that same power as well. So make sure, don't play it safe. Don't play it safe.
And look, I don't want y'all to gloss over what you just heard too. I love the analogy about the water, Stacey. Stacey's going to jump in. I'm going to wade in and start getting wet until I get all immersed. And Serena, you just heard her say she ain't jumping. We got to push her in. So no matter where you fall with the swimming pool analogy, we need you to stop living small and live big, all out. Go all out on your dreams. And I also want to just comment, like, as I'm even sitting here looking at this, a lot of times we see books or we flipping through it inside the store or looking on Amazon, and we don't get the personal touch of it. So I'm really glad we're walking through this a little bit, so you can see that we didn't research this on the internet and throw this in a book. These are true life situations and stories that we're sharing the transparency, because we really want you to win. So I just wanted to say that, because it strips me too. Every time I hear it and like, oh, I know where I was when I wrote that. And like Serena said, I know where I was. And that's what you're really getting when you get this. It's not just words. It's like, this is where we were and where we come from. So I just want to share that. Make sure you stay to our website, dreamdodone.com. I said it.
You absolutely did. And I'll just read the thought of gratitude, because you did well. And you still sound like the bomb.com, potato or not. That's how good we are. It's Women's History Month. We are Women's History. We had Black History Month. Women's History Month is every day, because we're the ones that make the world go round. And the thought of gratitude, I'm ready to expand, learn, and grow beyond my comfort zone and take risks with ease. Woo, that's good right there. Y'all make sure you get your copy now. We'll see you next week. Greta, Stephen, thank you so much. This is a classic. I tell you, they'll be using this in curriculum. I'm speaking that into existence. All right, everyone. Bye for now.